It's that time of year again. Start making fire. All I got here is a coal burner, wood coal burner. It's just an average wood coal burner, and the flue going out the back. A couple years back, I thinking I could help the hot water, because I have hot water main heating system. Thinking I could help it, I put that radiator behind it, which hooked into the regular lines and into this, but it's not enough to even. I guess it helps a little bit, but you can't notice it. But anyhow, after that, I had to replace the oven or the stove vent upstairs in my kitchen. So what I did, I thought my wife wanted a better one, so the fan still worked in this one. You can see there's just a little circular fan in there. But anyhow, it's starting to wear out. So this worked pretty good. It heated one room, the main room we were in. It has a duct coming out the back, which you could tap into it with a standard. That's a standard size, 4-inch. I think it's 3 1/4 by 10. There's some standard size. There's like a 12 by 3 1/4 or something. But they're basically standard size, and I hooked that right in there and went around because of the way it works. But this fan is wearing out, so I figure I'd still want to use something. So what I ended up getting was, besides some other things, to heat another room, which I don't know if I'm going to get to today, but I got squared around. That's a standard size, and as you can see, it says right on it 10 by 3 by 8, or no, 10 by 3 by 6. 6 is the round part, and the 110 must be metal size, the thickness of the metal, I would think, but I have no idea. Yeah, it's 10 by 3 by 6. Oh, that's not 3 1/4. I guess it is 10 by 3 1/4. But anyhow, besides that, and I got what they call an inline duct fan. Which is basically a piece of pipe with a fan in it, is what it is. I got 2 of those, so what I'm going to do is do some modifying. I'm still going to use that, but I'm going to modify it by putting a couple pipe fitting ductwork in it. I used to work for roofing and tinning outfit years ago, and I still remember some of the tinning techniques, which, you know, you never forget things you learned that I think is important. But anyhow, I'll show you how I'm going to do that, which should suck the heat right up there. Also, I got a piece of a cement board on there just as extra protection. I'm going to rip this all apart and just basically start from scratch, I think, but reuse some of it, if not most of it. You can see that's going up, and what it's doing is not going actually through the floor. It goes up through the wall, and then it comes out as a wall register, because I got ceramic tile. So I figured it'd be easier, and plus to cut a hole up in through the wall, which I don't know if it was easier, but instead it made me feel better cutting through a wall that I could patch than ceramic tile that would be extremely hard to patch. So I got that pulled down off of there. I took some of the ductwork down. And what I decided to do, I don't know, I've never seen one of these. It's just called a collar, and it's made to cut into your ductwork, like above your furnace, if you have forced air. But what I'm going to do is it has just enough room to cut it in to the side, or maybe I'm going to flip it around so that this is the front now. See, that was the old duct, the 10 by 3 with the fan in it. See, it's just sitting upside down right now. I'm going to just get rid of that stuff in there and forget that. And I don't even think I need to cover this because it's all sitting above the stove. So, you know, any air that it sucks from the top of the stove should be fairly warm air. And the motors will be further away from the heat, which might help it. But that's my plans. I'm either going to put one, I need to get one to go to this one still, and then I want to put one in this back room here. There's a room in the back here. I'll just run it through there and up through here since it is a cellar, but I want to make it look as neat as possible. So I can see I'm back here and get a better idea what I'm trying to do here. So what I'll do is take the collar. I'm going to make it a little oblong to get it to fit, get a little better fit maybe. I don't even know if I have to worry about if I overcut this here. It shouldn't matter. It's just basically something to hold it there in place. And I just mark it out. White on white don't show very well, but good enough. I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to put one over here. That'll give me a start. Anyhow, this is probably about 20 gauge. It's pretty tough stuff. I might have to drill a hole in it to get it to work. Then again, maybe not. Be good enough to get the snips in there. Circle snips, which I don't have for some strange reason, but those would work great right now. These are circle snips, but the aviation snips work way better. Got more leverage behind them. Needless to say, if you haven't worked with sheet metal, you will cut yourself. A lot of little burrs in there to be careful about. If I had a pair of aviation snips, I could probably take care of them. trying to squeeze it oblong, make it a little difficult here, but I'll get it. And all I have to do is hold that inside lip around and then be done. Let me see out here. That's one. You can see that that looks not too bad from the outside. Except for the back, which will be alright. Finish that up a little better. I don't know if you can see that, but it's basically it's not going anywhere. All there is to put one of them in. It'd be a little better if you had if it was a big piece of metal. It would be nice, you know, like this side to hold it. The whole way it would look like it was part of it. And what you do, you have to reach your hand in here to be able to do that. Plus, when you draw this circle, probably a compass or something would make a nice rounder hole, but I wasn't too worried about it. But it gives you the idea how those are put in. So I reused the square duct. Just because the hole was there, I decided not to fool around cutting another hole. But it should work just as well. So now I can have two ducts off of that. Actually put a third one in if I decide to do it on this side where I started putting that hole in. But now I just got to reconnect that one to the square one. I got the vent box mounted. It's got the rectangle. I used the old rectangular one instead of that round one. I put a round one in there, which will be elbow off and into that room. And this one's going to go back into this square one. And I already put the motor on, which is just a round piece of pipe with the fan in it. So all I have to do is wire it up. Either I could make it work off a thermostat, which I think I'm just going to make it work off a switch so I can turn it on. I don't know if I'll put it on upstairs or down. Probably upstairs would be the better way to do it, but we'll see. And I have to crimp the end of this one so it fits inside of that one. And the way that gets done is I have these are actually, I think they make these, well, I don't think they call them, they make them for anything, they're just a set of crimpers. I used to use them for gutter downspouts, but it'll work on this just a little slower. That just gives it crimp onto it. Tapers the ends in. Believe it or not, you have to go the whole way around. It's never enough. But that's basically how you get a nice crimp. I mean, there's other ways of doing it, but this doesn't the nicest way of doing it. Which that really isn't that nice, but it'll work. If I took my time, you could do a nice, neat job. That brings it back to being square. And from there I'll just continue on with the square and that'll be done. So it's all together and working, and the fan is probably makes any noise at all. I gotta make a better wire hookup, but it's temporarily hooked for now until I get a box. I forgot to get an electrical box for it, and I gotta put the other fan in. But that basically is the idea behind the fan. Yeah, I think you could hear it go off. It's not loud at all.